Welcome everyone to race number 2 of my F1 2014 career mode. We're in Malaysia. We're going to qualifying 1 here. Alright, let's take a look at our setup for the race.
Okay, you should be able to get into the next qualifying session easily, so try to get a hot lap in early so we can save
There's
time.
our suspension, 1.7. We're running 6.4 wings. And
Good work.
there's qualifying 1 done. We finished qualifying 1. We got into qualifying 2 pretty easily, so we'll just skip ahead here to qualifying 2. And here's qualifying 2.
You're down to 9th place.
Here's our best lap. We'll see if we can get ourselves in Q3. Please enjoy.
We're currently in the drop zone. We need you to move up into the top 10 or we won't progress to the shootout. The fuel light has come on. Looks like we're close to using the hose. Pit in within 2 laps. Nico's currently in 9th. Good time in sector 1.
And we got ourselves up into 6th place.
Sector 3.
But I wonder if that'll be enough for us to get into Q3.
We're through to qualifying
And it was.
3. Good work.
We finished 8th in Q2. But we're going to skip ahead to the race. We did 1 lap in qualifying 3, but it was not too much different from that one, but everyone else seemed to find a whole lot of time. So we finished 10th in qualifying 3. So we're just going to go to the race here.
Having the right strategy can make all the difference. Here you'll find information about
Yes,
the
it
amount
does.
of fuel you have in your car and how many sets of tyres you have remaining and their current level of wear. You can also change tyre strategy in advance of the race.
That's good to know. Wish you told us that the last race, but we checked it anyway. Because we sort of know what we're doing. They want us to make 2 stops here again, but there's a 30% chance of rain, so this probably is going to be irrelevant. Starting on the options that we used in qualifying 3, we only did 1 lap, but and we got an upgrade for this some brake responsiveness. I don't know what it really did, but that was in the practice sessions we did, the R&D. But let's go to the race. We're getting the whirly bird. It's loading. There we go. Lewis Hamilton on pole. We're in 10th. Our teammate is 11th, so we're pretty closely matched.
Now you've got some points on the board, let's push for another top 10 position today.
We're going to push for another top 10 position today. And there's the 5 red lights that are out. We're getting a pretty terrible start. Looks like our teammate is blazing ahead of us on the outside there, or the inside. But now we're going to try to weave our way through here. We got Bottas a little tab. Well, he was stalking us the last race, so we're going to let him know that we're here. But we haven't made any positions up. We're still in 10th. But we're going to dive down some cars here into the next corner. And we got ourselves up in the 7th. Alonso's going pretty slowly, but we just don't have enough to go around them here. This part of the track was kind of difficult. You couldn't really. I had trouble getting that part right for a lot of the race. We're kind of diving to the. We thought we were going to hit Alonso there for a second, so we're just going to move up to the side. There's lots of traction zones at Malaysia that we were doing all right at first, but then as the tires in that war, it got a lot harder. Even though we have full traction control on, it would just spin the tires like crazy. And we're going a little deep. I thought we were going to hit Bottas there, so we kind of avoided him. But now we got a pretty good run. Let's see if we can get him into this corner. And we're going to expecting light rain in 15 minutes, so maybe about lap 10 it will start to rain, is my guess. But we got past Bottas and moved up into 6th. And now we're going to move ahead. Lap 9. Raikkonen is now trying to get around us here. As you can see, it's kind of starting to rain, so it's getting a little slippery. Even though there looks like just a few droplets, but that's apparently enough. But Raikkonen gets around us and takes 6 from us, so we drop down to 7th, and Massa is like right behind us, stalking us like Bottas did. But going to lap 10 here, you can kind of see it's raining a little bit more now, but our tires aren't cooling off. But Massa has got a good run on us here, and he's going to go around on the outside of us. But we're going to dive it down, but we go too deep. And now he's going to take the inside line and bang us out wide. And take 7th by force. Now we're going to move here to towards the end of lap 11. Now the rain is, now we're just kind of sliding because it's definitely time to come in for intermediate tires. We're going to try to come in here, get into the pit. Oops. I think we'll have some ice cream after the race. All right, we'll see what kind of pit stop Force India gives us here. Well, 3.7 or 3.8. We're going to come out, looks like in 13th here. but all the cars have stayed out another lap. But it's definitely raining now. And at the end of lap 12, it's definitely raining hard. So the cars that stayed out were going really slowly. We went around one that was, I think it was Maldonado. He was still on option tires, so he was just crawling at one point. So I didn't show that. But now we're passing all the people, moving back up into 8th. Now we're on lap 15. And by lap 15, it was like super pouring. It was hard to keep the car on the track, so we're gonna come in for wet tires now. But we got a power slide. We're sliding back, and we hit the gravel trap, and now Bottas has gone by us. And now we're down in the 9th. And we're just spinning the tires in because we got the gravel on them, and it's like super wet, and we have like nothing. All right. I guess 3.8 is the standard stop for us. I don't know what the extra time there was for, but. We're coming back out at 9th. Now it's like we're just sliding. But not a whole lot happened. Our wet pace is definitely not, as you can see, Bottas built up a pretty good lead. I think he was a good 1.5 to 2 seconds faster than us in the wet. But now it's definitely time for intermediates now, so we're coming in on lap 24 to 25 here. And Magnussen and the McLaren caught up to us and is like right behind us here, as you can see. Our wet pace was definitely not as good as our dry pace, but it's the first time I've driven in the wet in this game. Not sure what the extra time is for on the pit stops, but it doesn't really matter. Still coming on in 9th. And now it's the track is definitely drying out, but we have 23 laps to go. And I was thinking, more ice cream. Maybe to go for prime tires and try to just make one stop here and try to make them last the rest of the race and see what kind of strategy that did for us. Everyone else is kind of staying out on their intermediate tires, but it's definitely time for dry tires now. So we're coming out in 12th here, but we're going to try to make these prime tires last the rest of the race. See how that strategy works. We're coming up to the next lap here where everyone has come in to pit now for dry tires. Theoretically, it says the prime tires last 28 laps. I'm not sure, if we can take that as gospel, but we're gonna try to do it. We're gonna move up to lap 40 here. The McLarens, Button and Magnussen, have been kind of like all over us. They've gone for option tires, and we've gone a little wide here. And we dropped a position, and it looks like Magnussen is gonna go by us here as well, as they're both on the options, so they're gonna stop again. And we have to find a rhythm here. We did get past Magnussen here, and we got the DRS, so. But Button is pulled away pretty far, and we're not gonna catch up to him again. But we're gonna try to keep up with him. We went a little deep. But we've caught up with Button, so we're gonna try to keep up with him and then see if we can, how much we can pull ahead of them once they go in for, change their tires again. But Magnussen's going by us here again. As the McLaren on the options and us on the primes, they're just way faster on their tires. The primes are, these, especially the orange wall ones, are just terrible. They just have like, they feel like they have no grip, and you just, it's hard to turn, so you just don't feel like you're have a whole lot of control of the car. But on lap 43, Magnussen was going really slowly, and we managed to go around him back up into 10th, which I thought was a little surprising. Although we were burning a lot of fuel. As you can see, we're -1 still on fuel. But on lap 44 to 45, Button has come in to change his tires for another set of options, and now I was supposed to come in on this lap, but we were going to do the strategy where we're going to stay out. Magnussen came in a lap later, and there's Button right behind us. It took him to lap 53 to catch up to us. We are a lap down to the leader, so we only need to make it to end of lap 55. But that's going to be hard since we have 20 lap old prime tires on, and they have options that are only about 9 laps old. But we're going to see if we can try to get them, just keep them behind us, but it's going to be pretty hard. We're just going to try to hit every apex and hope that it's just enough to keep them behind. And we're still playing with our fuel to try to save up enough that in case at the end we can, if we need a little fast, that we can kick it up to fast for the last couple straights, maybe, just if that'll help to keep them off of us. But it's going to be pretty hard, as every turn is now like just painful to and we're just wheel spinning like crazy. And here comes Button. He's got a good run on us and the DRS, and he's just stalking us like crazy. We're going on the outside to leave him a little room, and we're just sweating buckets now as we're in lap 54. We have to make it 2 more laps. I don't know if we're going to be able to do that. And now we're -1 on fuel again. The fuel, we're definitely grinding out the rev counter on it. We're going well past the B point, especially with the wheel spin. We're definitely revving it more than what it should be in each gear, so we're burning a little bit more fuel that way. Just doing everything we can think of to keep ahead. But we're just nailing apexes as best as we can. And we're still putting in decent lap times, even with these 21 lap old tires now. At least for prime tires, but the options are just far superior. Although it looks like we got a decent run, so they're well behind us at the DRS point, although they'll be right up behind us as we go into the turn here. And we're gonna go to the final lap of our race, and they're just stalking us. They're crazy. They're both like right there. And Magnussen's now trying to make us go around us on the outside here, but we're gonna kind of block them off as we're just squealing tires. We're just trying to grind it out to the end. We're grinding like crazy. I'm afraid to hit the gas because it just wheel spins when you come from a slow corner like that. Only a little ways to go. But there's 2 long straights to go. Well, although the second straight is going to be super long. But they're both right there. But Sebastian Vettel has won the Malaysia Grand Prix. But we're on the rumble strip. We're sliding, and Magnussen banged into us, and now Button's gone ahead of him, and now he's got a super run on us, and he's just right there. But he's not going around us. We just kind of picked like a middle line. And we got a decent exit, and we're going to finish 9th and get the 2 points. And his face says it all right there.
Well done, good drive. That's 9th place.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, engineer. But Sebastian Vettel has won with Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg 2nd and 3rd. Fernando Alonso 4th. Ricciardo 5th. Massa was 6th. And our teammate, Nico Hulkenberg, he was kind of like in the pack behind us. That were maybe about 10 seconds behind us. But then after the rain section, he dropped out. So here's the driver standings. We're in 7th, although we're tied with our teammate. We both have 10 points. Nico Rosberg is leading with 40 points, but Sebastian Vettel with the win is only 3 points behind now, with Lewis Hamilton right there as well. The Force India, we're now in 4th, which is not a bad place to be. Although we're a little disappointed with our 9th place position, but I'm ecstatic because our pace in the wet was absolutely terrible. But our call to go on the primes and make them last till the end of the race worked out for us, and we secured those 2 points, which is what they wanted us to do in the beginning, to score another top 10, which we did. All right. Well, that was the part 2 of my F1 2014 career mode, the Malaysian Grand Prix. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode, and we will see you again. Goodbye.